goes down. Where you hear about the sports all around town. In the country, all the controversy to the highlights. You just not safe in the limelight.
All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Stoop. I'm TJ. I'm with my guy Kev.
It's good.
We're here today on episode 2 to talk about something like, listen, if you love basketball, you really got to think about this in the most honest way possible. Now, listen, I spent a lot of time growing up in this place, like literally my whole childhood. He's from there. When you think about this area, there's only 2 teams that really come to mind. They resonate really hard with anybody from the area. It's the Yankees and this team right here. This organization has just been god-awful.
Trash.
For years. And it saddens me because even this week on First Take, shout out Molly, Max, and Stephen A. The Knicks have just not been it for a long time. And they talked about that. And I got a different take than what I heard on the show. Let's start it like this. As a native New Yorker, like I told you, growing up, there was 2 really main things. Yeah, there was Giants and the Jets, but they in Jersey. You had the Knicks, you had the Yankees. What did the Knicks mean to you growing up?
Well, personally, the Knicks were, as you know, I was the biggest MJ fan coming up.
Absolutely.
So I reveled in watching the Knicks lose, but I had respect.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm, don't get it wrong, coming from New York, how could you not? But I don't know what's going wrong with that team. James Dolan got to go.
Okay.
He refuses.
Is that the start? James Dolan got to go?
I think that's a huge part.
Definitely has to go. That I'm telling you, that's it. That's number 1 for me.
That's a huge part of it. They already got rid of Dave Fizdale and they got Mike Miller in there now. And they're on a 4-game winning streak right now, but with the exception of the Pacers, they really haven't beaten anybody of significance. They kind of supposed to win those games, but you look at what they've done all season, it's something to look forward to and say, okay, there's some progress there. I don't know if Mike really deserves the credit. The trade, get rid of Marcus Morris, I don't know what impact that's going to have on the team. I think Randall's got to get a little busier now doing his thing. But is that franchise really on the uptick now, or are we just kind of, it's just a novelty?
Well, let's do this, fam. Let me take it back. When I look at the Knicks, man, the New York Knickerbockers, y'all are playing in the biggest market in sports. It's not LA. You in New York. That's the number 1 market. New York, then LA. We got it. And third, in my opinion, is Atlanta. But New York, the number 1 market. And then let's talk about the history of this team. We're talking about Ewing. Starks dunking over Mike and Horace is legendary. We're talking about Oak. We're talking about rest in peace, Mace. We're talking about the X-Men, Kenny Skywalker. We're talking about taking Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland. We can go even further back. We can take it to Dave DeBusschere. We can talk about Clyde. We can talk about, Phil Jackson. We can talk about the legendary 67 team. But
You gonna give King no props?
we go to Bernard King and his legendary games in the Garden, killing everybody with a bum leg. Willis Reed coming back out that tunnel, showing improvement.
It's a lot of history.
It's a lot of history. So we talking about the Mecca. We talking about the Garden. We talking about these legends. For the first time in a long time, I think I've said this to you before in the past. When was the last time there's been a Knick with a prominent sneaker deal? That shows you there's no heavy cats rocking the Knicks jersey. Like, Patrick had his own line. What's up, coach? Yeah. Number 6, a Dream Team member, NBA Hall of Famer, a finger roll away from a championship.
And cats wearing the sneakers again.
And they came back with the reboot. And that's it? Like, that makes me right there stand up, 1. Number 2, this has been a bottom feeder for quite some time. You got cats coming to the Garden. This is the Mecca. Ali is fought there. Jay is rhymed there. Run DMC has done hip-hop shows there. Why are people still wearing brown bags in the Garden? So that leads me to my next point, knowing the history of the great players that have come. Last 2 seasons, big market in free agency. Why did the Knicks not land one?
Personally, I think it's the culture. The culture did just,
Talk about it.
The culture did just sucks. Nobody, I think KD touched on it a little bit. Like, there's really nobody that wants to play for them right now. They're just They're just from top to bottom. That whole organization kind of just needs to be thrown out, and let's just start over and start fresh. That's number one. Number two, times have also changed in terms of like marketing and promotion and things of that nature. Whereas big players kind of had to go to big markets.
Right.
It's no longer that way now. Things are more mobile. You can do anything from anywhere. You got Giannis in Milwaukee. That's not a big market, and he's doing his thing. And you kind of it's not as necessary as it used to be be in New York.
But let me ask you this, fam. Did they put too much stock in the fact that they really thought Zion? Y'all remember the controversy back in the day with Stern and that, rest in peace, Commissioner David Stern, with the whole cold envelope thing? Did we mess that up? Adam Silver, you dropped the ball on that? We'll be quiet on that. Let me leave that alone. But anyway, going back to the original thought right now, did we rest assured that Zion was going to be in New York and not end up in New Orleans and New York getting that second pick? Is that what they thought?
Hey, so yeah, that's what they thought.
So now at this point, how do we rebound from that? Because listen, no disrespect to the Knicks whatsoever, but I don't see y'all landing any notable free agents in the near future. And there's some coming up this year. And I'm gonna get this to another point I'm about to go to in a second. It's a top-down situation. Yeah, we probably should get rid of Dolan. That's without anything being said. I never seen the Knicks other than Riley have a notable coach. Back in the day when Patrick was there for a little while, Don Chaney was the coach. Coaches the Rockets. But other than Riley and being in a major market, Phil did his thing, whether it was Chicago or LA, and then he stepped into the front office for a little while in New York. But that wasn't the move. But I think we definitely going to need a big name coach in New York. So going into my next 2 points, Stephen A. mentioned something this week. He said he would like to see Kenny Smith as a GM. Shout out to the Jet, Queens native, and Mark Jackson as the head coach. Shout out to another Queens native. Thoughts on that?
Well, my question is, why can't Mark Jackson even get a call?
That's another question.
But the amount of times I've seen the Knicks.
Yo, somebody hire Mark Jackson, please.
The amount of times they've gone through coach changes over the last several years, and my man hasn't even gotten a call once. That's just crazy to me. And he's a New York staple. He's a native. How could you not? That's actually disrespectful. Really.
The man went to St. John's. Was a Knick.
I don't get it.
I don't understand. Like, come on, y'all. And Mike Miller's been around in the NBA for a long time. Mike Miller's is a guy from Florida Gator lore. He can shoot. Won championships with the Heat and the Heatles with Bron. And I mean, I wish Mike Miller well, because I like Mike Miller. I'm a Mike Miller fan. I want him to win. But Mike Miller is not a name that's going to resonate in New York. So Dolan got to go. Coach need to change. GM, they just hired somebody. I know they talked about the commissioner, Steve Stoop, maybe getting the gig. That didn't happen. So we'll see how that goes. I'm transitioning to this point. So without an organization and a front office being intact that somebody can trust. Listen, if I'm a player and I look at the bright lights of Broadway and I want to go to New York, but I see that front office is in disarray because R.C. Buford in San Antonio, things are together. You look at the guys over in Golden State, things are together. Any other, the Buss families ran the Lakers for years. New York has always been a debacle. If I'm a top-notch free agent, Kev, I'm not walking into that. So now how do we change that mindset? Does Dolan be like an emeritus owner? Does he turn over and just still keep a minority stake? Like, how do we fix that?
Destroy and rebuild. You just gotta go. You just sell your stake, walk away. That's the problem. Is he got that money coming in because the Garden is gonna attract the crowd regardless. They can go 0-82. The Garden is still gonna sell.
Wow.
The Garden is still gonna sell out. So my man is sitting there going, what do I have to change if y'all gonna show up anyway? And he gonna charge you top dollar. You know what I mean? Like other teams, like a couple of years ago, you had the Sixers when they weren't in this position, when they were still going through the process.
Yeah.
Man, them chickens were dirt cheap.
Yeah.
You could show up at any time and get, and it's different. Now that they're winning, of course, you expect to pay a little bit more. That doesn't happen with the Knicks. The Knicks in the position that they are still the Knicks. People are still going to show up. You're still going to look on the sidelines and see Spike. You're still going to look down the sidelines and see Jay or whoever might show up at that particular game or whatever.
You said something. Do we blame guys like Spike? Do we start an anti-Dolan campaign? Do we stop going to the Garden until that man puts a better product on the floor? Listen, no disrespect, but I'm be honest with you. R.J. Barrett's going to come along, but R.J. Barrett ain't going to be I don't think R.J. Barrett not the savior. R.J. Barrett is not, in my opinion, he's not a franchise guy. He's a Pippen. So y'all got to go get y'all a mic. I'm going to be honest. Thoughts?
I'm agree with you. They definitely don't have nobody. There's a lot of young talent on that team, but nobody that makes me go, yeah, you got what we're looking for to move forward and bring this team back to some sort of prominence. It's just not happening with that squad.
Because we can look at the what ifs. Like, if we didn't let Kristoff just walk out the door, Zion would have got drafted, and you'd have kept some other young talent around. I know a guy they didn't let go, and he's down in Dallas now, is my guy, Tim Hardaway Jr. I like Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm a fan of Tim Hardaway Jr. I think he get busy. And some of the other guys that the Knicks have just let go and walk out the door, they don't want to be in New York no more because of what's going on. But let me step back to that point right there. Like, imagine Kristoff and Zion in Knicks uniforms.
That would have been nice to see. Would it have worked though? But
you have one at the 4, one at the 5, maybe one at the 3, one at the... Because Zion could actually defend.
Yeah.
And he could defend at multiple positions. You know, everybody talk about he put you in the mind frame of Chuck, undersized, power forward, he's strong, got that bounce. But him and Kristoff, though, I say that because...
Who's getting him the ball, though? That's something that we got to really consider here.
I think, honestly, you could almost get any guard. And here's the prominence with that. You can go get somebody because look who you're throwing the ball to. You're going to attract some. You got pieces now. Right now, if I'm looking at the Knicks roster, if I'm looking at that joint, I don't want to go there. I'm a dead man walking. I have no help.
That's why nobody's going. Coupled with the fact that the front office is just a mess.
So I think New York, I understand y'all didn't get Zion, but Kristoff to let go like that, that's crazy. And when Luka's been down because he's been hurt, Kristoff is back to look like, oh, Kristoff giving you 30-point nights. So obviously, it's still good on that side. He still could play. New York, you dropped the ball on that. I want to talk about another point when it comes to Knicks basketball as well, too. Like, Knicks, I'm going to be real with you when I say this. I don't know if this is even your city anymore. I'm sorry. I'm going to be the guy to say it. Brooklyn is here. Brooklyn's been having runs. Brooklyn's been going to the playoffs. Brooklyn is heavy. So the question is it your city anymore? Is it their city? What you thought?
As a Brooklynite, I would love to see them take over and just push the Knicks out of the way. But as a New Yorker, I don't know if we're there yet. And I don't know if it'll ever get to that point where it's a Nets city. That's no different. That's no different than
a year from now. KD and Kyrie.
Hear me out.
Oh, go ahead.
Just as we have the Yanks and the Mets.
Right.
At one point, the Yanks weren't that good during the 80s, early 90s. They just weren't that good. But the Mets had their run in the mid to late 80s.
Yes, they did.
Didn't matter. It was still a Yankee town. It's going to be the same thing where the Nets going to have their little run. And let's face it, KD's going to do his thing. I don't know how far they're going to go. That's yet to be determined. But even when that run is done, it's going to go back to being a Knicks town. The Nets would have to literally put together a run comparable to like the Celtics for there to be any sort of, and I'm talking about Bill Russell Celtics. They're going to have to put a run together like that for you to even think about it. It's the same thing with the Lakers and the Clippers. I don't care what the Clippers do. It's a Laker town. I don't know if there's any swaying that at any point. You would literally have to dominate and have a dynasty.
So let's say next year, I don't know, Brooklyn get a chip. Kyrie, KD figure it out, and they go crazy. And they get a couple other pieces in the offseason. It's still a Knick town? Let that marinate.
It's still a Knick. Listen, they might take it for a little bit. It's still a. I just don't see it going no other way.
Even with a championship?
Yeah, even with a championship. And that's coming from somebody who would like to see it happen. But listen, I grew up there and I just know that these people are diehard. Spike Lee, he's a Brooklynite and he said it flat out. I don't care. I grew up a Knicks fan. Now, we talking 15, 20 years down the line, if the Nets continue and kind of have some sort of dominance and the Knicks remain that way, we may start to see another generation start to sway. But if it ever balances out and the Knicks start making the playoffs again, it's not happening. Just I don't foresee it, man. It's that ingrained in the culture.
Brooklyn's energy is crazy. They got the Biggie jerseys with the Coogee print. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Hey, Kev, we're gonna have to agree to disagree because I really feel as though like, yo, the Knicks, y'all been on the clock. Brooklyn on the come up on the rise, and I really think the opportunity for them to really make the staple of being the New York town of basketball with the whole Brooklyn situation. Because Fab said in the rhymes, New Jersey not getting the Nets back. So
nah, that's not.
I'm gonna be real with you. Brooklyn, go get a chip next year because I want to have that conversation. Because I want to see how many people. I want to see how many people switch up because I really don't see the Knicks being New York's basketball team much longer. People are tired. The Knicks have had too many years of just being bad. They've had opportunities to go out and get good free agents. Yo, Kimba is from New York and don't want to come in.
Well, again, I revert back to what I said earlier. As bad as they've been playing, he's still selling out. The Nets have been a playoff team. They still not selling out every game. That tells you all you need to know right there. It's just.
So let me ask you this: do we need like the Hampton Five, or do we need a Banana Boat crew or somebody behind the scenes say, yo, listen, yo, that New York market wide open. I know it's bad, but if we get it right, we could bust a move. Perfect example. Let's up the ante. Cat, D-Lo, D-Book. They want to play together, right?
Okay. I'm with you. Let's go.
Hey, New York, y'all listening? Them young fellas got it. You hear me? You understand? You did. They got it. So, what if all of them say, listen, this Minnesota situation is cold. Even though New York cold too, with the bright lights in the that bright light in big city. Does it take something like that to get the Knicks back on track? Because, I mean, obviously the players going to take it into their own hands because Dolan in the front office ain't going to make it happen. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. It would have to be something like that for them to just all band together and say, this is where we going. That's not far-fetched, by the way.
I don't think at all. I think that could actually go.
Yeah, that's not
I think that actually could go. Yo, you heard it here first on the Stoop. Book, Cat, D-Lo. Because D-Lo just left Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And they loved
it.
it.
He loved it. There. See, I'm still talking
Yeah,
about
I hear you. So, with that being said, I'm going to piggyback off of that. Give me like 2 or 3 cats you wouldn't mind seeing with Knick uniforms on in the very near future. Anybody?
Again, I'm not a Knicks fan, so I'm not pulling for anybody to go there. I'm
I respect
a
it.
guy, but if they can, who would I like to see go there and get busy? I'd actually like to see somebody like Dame Dollars come over.
Ooh!
He would get busy in the Garden.
Ooh!
I don't know if it's going to happen,
Ooh!
but I would love to see Dame Dollars come over.
I kind of like that because I don't know right now how much him and CJ got together because they not getting it done in Portland. I'll be real with you. I'm gonna throw this out there. Y'all don't hurt me. Actually going to see Melo make a return back. I'm sorry for nostalgic purposes. I know they would have killed him in the Garden because there was no help. But yeah, I'm gonna just throw that out there. Anybody else though? I got one more too.
Yeah, who else you got?
There's a guy down in Orlando who's a high flyer, Mr. Aaron Gordon, who's been suffering in Orlando for a number of years. And I know that bright lights in big cities, and he's a high flyer, and he can play. I know that would do a lot for him as well. Yeah, I wish Kristoff would have stayed, most definitely, but Aaron Gordon is one of them guys I like. I'm going to tell you another guy that's flashy and dope, and they not that great, but he got a big market down there too. Young fella Trey Young. Yeah.
Move over, Steph. Yo, he's coming.
Trey be dancing on him out here, Kev. So, if we talk about something to bring that energy back to the Garden, sheesh.
I retract my previous statement. I'd rather see Trey.
Is Trey Young? Yeah. Like Atlanta, traditionally Atlanta, y'all a brave town. Y'all play baseball, football with the Falcons, Dirty Bird and all that. And I mean, you know, the human highlight film is great for the city, statue out front. Shout out Neek. We love what you've done for the game. You always be a great all-time ambassador. It sucks that he was snubbed as one of the NBA's top 50 greatest players of all time. I don't think I remember that. That's dumb. That's really dumb. Like NBA, y'all played yourselves. I'm being real. This is Stoop. We talk about how we want to talk about it out here. But yeah, Trae Young. He gonna be the next dude to be Atlanta's great. Hopefully they doing right and he be a career hawk.
I was gonna say for some reason I don't see him standing.
Ooh.
I don't see him standing.
Ooh.
I don't have a particular reason.
Ooh.
He just seems that he wants, like one of those guys. He wants when he wants it, like now. And right now they still trying to get the pieces together. That's why they brought Vince in to try to help mold him on the sidelines as a statesman.
Even with that and Cam Reddish, you don't think they'll be all right down in Atlanta real quick?
Right now the East it's been in for years now, and they still are not making much noise. So, it was good.
Hey yo, Milwaukee, y'all might want to throw a bag at this man, because if Giannis go to New York that was the end of next year, I think. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that could be serious. I just want to put that out there. That young man was still like 26, 27 years of age in New York. And he can say, yo, such and such come with me. They going to come. To play with him, they going to come. Right? He got that change agent like Bron had leaving Cleveland to Miami that they could change the franchise.
Oh, absolutely. But is it going to be New York, though? That's the question. It brings us back to our original statement here. Like, does New York have what it takes to bring these guys in? In its current state, I still don't see it doing it. I don't. What's it going to take to change that?
Somebody like Giannis. And here's the thing, too. I think one of the things that they should have did, and Dolan messed that up, bringing back the cats that really, really mean something to New York sports, to your franchise. You got Oak fighting in the stands. Why is Oak fighting in the stands? OG Oak? Charles Oakley, the enforcer.
And then y'all banning him.
Then he can't come through? Come on, Dolan. Y'all messing this up. Like, Oak don't deserve that. Oak ain't no sucker neither.
As a matter of fact, when you really think about it, there's really no, like, you look on the sidelines sometimes with Laker games, you see Magic come through. When Kobe was alive, God bless. He would come through and all these other things. The one guy that still came through, you got him fighting in the stands and then banning him.
You don't see
Patrick don't come through.
X-Man.
Nobody comes.
Nobody. Starks. Charles Smith. Allen Houston. Yeah, I seen the Spreewell come. I think I seen Spreewell and LJ maybe once or twice in the last couple of seasons. But correct me if I'm wrong, they just don't come back.
Again, the culture.
So we messed that up, y'all. Like, yo, come on, man, don't touch Oak.
These are legends, man.
Yes. So there's no banners in the rafters. There's no Eastern Conference Championships nowhere in the near future. To New York, I'm sorry you have to go through this. As any Knicks fan out there, I apologize on behalf of the Stoop. Those are our insights. I really do think, and I'm be honest with you, it's going to take probably a native New Yorker, like I mentioned, and what Stephen A. said, to kind of come back. I know Mullen's available too. You know, Mullen's a guy that has coaching experience. So Chris Mullen, I would definitely let you be on the New York Knicks sideline, and that would just add value to the team. Mully coming back, coaching. It is what it is. And you never know. I know Coach is doing his thing right down there in D.C. with us every day, but, man, even if Patrick is on the sideline, that would be huge. But we'll have to wait and see. Once again, to New York, we apologize. We hope y'all figure it out real soon. You got a parting shot on this, man? Anything you want to say?
Get rid of Dolan. That's it. I mean, the man is holding all the chips, and he's the one calling the shots. I hope the fans beat him up enough to say, because he even throwing fans out for booing him now. He's out of pocket, but it is what it is. James Dolan make a change, roll out, and then I think from there things just start looking up.
It's sad. Listen, y'all, this has been the Stoop. This is episode 2. Thank y'all for commenting and being involved in all that. If you got something that you want to say, please add it to the comments. Once again, shout out to Nuts and Bolts Sports. It's been an amazing journey thus far. We got more episodes coming for you real soon. Stay tuned. I'm TJ, my guy Kev. We'll see y'all.
Some say that it gets no realer on the field or the court. We capture the thrillers. Some opinions and all of the truth. Real people talking real sports on the stoop.